Shalom. Kahalal Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bahashim HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word, truth, and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, to Akwat that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest. One, the 1/3, the hopeful elect. Uh, the hopeful elect of Israel, right? I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you as well. Excuse me, I had something caught in my throat, so Salakia. We're going to start right here at Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything, there is a season and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, time to break down and a time to build. Okay, now jump down to 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war, which is the time we're in, and a time for peace, which is the time that we're not in. So anybody talking about peace right now, it's not that season. It has a season. That's going to happen after, right? In the kingdom. In the kingdom is going to be the season, the eon, the immortal rule, right, of Israel, that will never come to an end. Anyway, let's take a look at the war. And before I play this, you got to remember, all is fair in love and war. Wait, what? A time, love and war. All is fair, right? Even this is fair, right? You can't go play golf without your 9-iron, right? Or your putter. I can play without a 9-iron. Your putter. I can putt with my 9-iron. Okay. Back here. Let's let this. Okay, so if you understand who the Israeli Mossad is, you know that they have tentacles in pretty much any organization that they want to have tentacles in, right? And that's fair. How come the other side can't do the same, right? Why on 6 hours ago, Israel-Hamas war, UNRWA employees accused of involvement in October 7th attacks in Israel. So they had some moles in there, doing what the Mossad does. All right. Advocate for their people. Here we go.
The United States, Canada, Italy, and Australia have stopped funding for United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinians. This comes after 12 UNRWA employees have been accused of being involved in the 7th of October attack in Israel. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, the UNRWA, said it had sacked several employees accused in Israel of involvement in the 7th of October attack.
She said sacked. That's what they say over in Europe. It means fired. For us over here across
Refugees, the UNRWA, said it had sacked several employees accused in Israel of involvement in the 7th of October attack.
The Secretary General is horrified by this news and asked Mr. Lazzarini to investigate this matter swiftly and to ensure that any UNRWA employee shown to have participated or abetted in what transpired on October 7th or in any other criminal activity be terminated immediately and referred for potential criminal prosecution.
War crimes. You could be sitting in Connecticut, right, in a 5x5 room with a computer in it and a joystick, flying a Predator drone in the Middle East. and you're involved in the war. Anything goes nowadays, right?
An urgent and comprehensive independent review of UNRWA will be conducted, as it has been announced by Philippe Lazzarini, the Commissioner General of UNRWA, back on 17 January.
Earlier in a press statement, the State Department spokesperson, Matthew Miller, said that they have temporarily paused additional funding for the UNRWA while they review these allegations. Now, the UNRWA Commissioner General, Philippe Lazzarini, says the Israeli authorities provided the agency with the alleged involvement of several of their employees during the October 7th attacks. Additionally, no further information regarding the accused was revealed, neither the nature of their involvement was disclosed. In response, the Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong suspended funding to the UNRWA on Saturday and said that she was deeply concerned by the allegations against the agency. Canada's International Development Minister Ahmed Hussein had denounced that Ottawa has temporarily paused any additional funding to the UNRWA while it undertakes a thorough investigation into these allegations. And Italy has also decided to suspend financing of the United Nations agency. The Foreign Minister, Antonio Tajani, made the announcement on social media platform X. The U.S. State Department had recently praised the UNRWA's work, and the administration of Joe Biden restored funding that was halted during Donald Trump's tenure. In response to the allegations against its employees, U.S. Senate Republicans were critical of Biden's move to fund the agency. The UNRWA was established in 1949 following the First Arab-Israeli War. The agency provides services including schooling, primary health care, and humanitarian aid to Palestinians in Gaza, the West Bank, Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. But despite being a shelter and a safe place, the UN schools aren't safe during the Israel-Hamas war, and the relations between the UNRWA with Israel have deteriorated in the last few days, when the UN agency saying that tank shelling hit a shelter for displaced people in Gaza's main southern city of Khan Yunis. This comes amid the constant pounding of Gaza by the Israeli army.
All right, so there's something called the war for public opinion, right? Which is a war, yeah? Let's look that up real quick. It falls under war. Let's see, war for public. Am I saying that right? Let's see what comes up. Okay. Or propaganda war. Or there's so many facets. War for public. How important is public opinion in time of war? The citizens of a country know little about military strategy, therefore their views about the conduct of the war have little significance, right? Let's read this. They, where to go? Is there anything? Wow. It's like they pulled that. Anyway, all right. Huh. Yeah. Um, you can get away with a lot more things when the people of your country are with you, are with the war. Pretty much like when Israel started bombing Gaza, everybody in Babylon the Great was okay with it, right? Because, oh, what they did on October 7th. And now, after thousands and thousands and thousands of Palestinians are dead, and they're not stopping. Now, that has shifted. Okay, so public opinion has a lot to do with war. Propaganda has a lot to do with war, right? So there are many aspects, is the word I was probably trying to suss. There are many aspects of war itself. So let's get wars. Let's get wars. Okay. The beginning of wars. 2nd Ezra 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows. And I'll start at woe is me. Slovakia. 2nd Ezra 16 and 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Said Ezra, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, including the propaganda war, including the war of public opinion, okay? Including Star Wars, right? Remember Star Wars? Well, Star Wars is part of the war that we're watching right now, right? Let's see. We could tie it in real quick. Joel, let's see. Right? Star Wars. Let's find Star Wars in the scriptures. Right here. Joel 3 and 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Now here's the Star Wars right here. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Right? What does that mean? Thither cause thy mighty ones from what you call heaven, Shemayim, the waters above, right? Where the star, up near the stars. Star Wars, right? This is Star Wars right here. When the angels are fighting, right? Is there not what is it called? Space. What is it called? Space Force. Does not Babylon the Great have something called the Space Force? Well, there's your Star Wars right there. The Space Force is going to fight against the angels, right? That's Star Wars. Revelation 19 and 19. This is Star Wars right here. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. Who is his army? Who is the one, what is it? Him. Who is him that sat on the horse and his army? Well, that's Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and the angels, right? Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness doth he judge and make Star Wars. Salakia, make war, right? It's talking about the one you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name in the Hebrew, in the ancient Hebrew, is Yahushua. And here's his army right here. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Star Wars. Here's Star Wars in the scriptures, all right? So we're in the time. What time are we in? Woe is me. 2nd Ezra 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of Star Wars, Salakia, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So there's your update for today. I hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and few sisters, with that shalom.